Hello everyone! Welcome to this Attendo tutorial on the Material Requirement Planning module, where we'll explore how to efficiently plan your manufacturing and purchasing processes using the features of Attendo. In Material Requirement Planning, Attendo automatically reviews demand and provides suggestions for required supply. As you will see in this video, this functionality is closely related to the production and procurement processes. There are two key plans within MRP: the manufacturing plan and the purchasing plan. The manufacturing plan suggests work requirements and requisitions for products going through production, while the purchasing plan suggests purchase orders for necessary products. For manufacturing planning, first it is necessary to configure the product to be used in the plan in the corresponding tab of the product window. Then this configuration is used in the manufacturing plan window to suggest transactions that comply with the manufacturing needs of the user. And finally, the user confirms the necessary transactions for the production flow in the work requirement window, where it is defined what has to be produced, and in the requisition window, where products are requested to be ordered. For purchasing planning, product configuration is also done first in order to take it into account in the purchasing plan window. This way, MRP suggests a certain plan to meet the purchasing needs of the user. The last step, if the suggested plan is correct, is entering the purchase order window to book the suggested orders. As mentioned before, the MRP process depends on the configurations of each product required to manufacture or purchase. These configurations can be set in the manufacturing and purchasing tabs in the product window. For example, for a manufacturing plan, the production checkbox of the product must be selected, a process plan must be defined, a planning method must be configured and selected, etc. And for a purchasing plan, a purchasing lead time is defined, which indicates the time period between ordering and receiving the product. A minimum order quantity is entered, which indicates the minimum amount of product that can be ordered. An exact or multiple quantity type is selected, which indicates the amount of the suggested purchase order, etc. The manufacturing plan involves calculating and displaying information for products in production. With this plan, the suggested documents to be created are work requirements and requisitions. In this window, the user enters a plan for a specific product and time period. Then, the plan is processed to generate an overview where the planner is able to analyze the suggested work requirements and requisitions. Attendo takes into account the product configuration for this process. So, in this example, Product 1 had a configured minimum stock of 30 units. And, as shown here, the manufacturing plan suggests a work requirement of 30 units to comply with this necessary amount. Also, if, for example, the product configuration is changed, the user has the possibility to recalculate the plan with the button Recalculate Dates Quantities, or even introduce manual changes. Once everything is correct, the Generate Work Requirements button is used to generate work requirements. And the Generate Material Requisitions button is used to generate material requisitions, as shown here. Once this process is done, the planner enters the corresponding windows in order to process the generated work requirements and to complete the created material requisitions. The purchasing plan, on the other hand, focuses on products that are procured. With this plan, the suggested documents to be created are purchase orders. In this window, the user enters a purchasing plan for a specific product and time period. Then, the plan is processed to generate an overview where the planner is able to analyze the suggested purchase orders. As shown before in the manufacturing plan window, Attendo takes into account the product configuration for this process. So, in this example, Material 1 has a configured multiple quantity type of 20 units. That means that even though 150 units are necessary for the minimum stock, the suggested purchase order is 160. If necessary, adjustments to setups and manual changes can be made. But once the plan is ready, create purchase orders by using the Create Purchase Orders button. Once this process is done, the planner enters the purchase order window, looks for the corresponding created purchase order, and books it as shown here. We hope you find this information helpful for your material requirement planning process. For more information, visit the Attendo documentation below. See you in the next video.